Hey everyone, just G here. So you want to learn about microprocessors? You know those little chips that power literally everything around us, from your phone to your gaming rig and even your refrigerator? Well, you've come to the right place. We're diving deep into the world of microprocessors, covering everything from A to Z. Whether you're a total beginner or just want to brush up on your knowledge, this is your one-stop shop for all things CPU. We're talking architecture, clock speeds, cores, caches, and a whole lot more. So grab your thinking caps and let's get started with our microprocessor A to Z, the ultimate guide. First up, the architecture. Think of this as the blueprint of a microprocessor, defining how it's designed and how it functions. Next, we've got the bus, the information superhighway inside your computer. This is how data travels between different components. Now, clock speed, measured in gigahertz. This tells you how fast your CPU can crunch numbers. Think of it like the processor's heartbeat. Remember the days of single-core CPUs? Well, now we've got dual-core, quad-core, even octa-core processors for crazy multitasking power. The execution unit, or EU, is where the magic happens. This is the part of the CPU that actually carries out those instructions. The fetch, decode, execute cycle is like the CPU's daily routine. Fetch instructions, decode what they mean, and then execute them. Gamers, this one's for you. The GPU handles all those stunning visuals and complex calculations in your favorite games. Intel's hyperthreading lets a single core act like two, squeezing even more performance out of your processor. Sneaky, but we like it. The instruction set is basically the language a CPU understands, like x86 for Intel or ARM for your smartphone. Jump instructions are like detours in the CPU's world, changing the order in which instructions are executed. The kernel is the heart of your operating system, managing the CPU, memory, and all the hardware. Don't mess with the kernel. Cache is like the CPU's short-term memory, storing frequently used data for lightning-fast access. L1 is the fastest, L3 is the largest. More cores, more power. Multi-core processors are the norm now, letting you run multiple tasks simultaneously without breaking a sweat. We're talking 5 nanometers, 3 nanometers, even smaller. Nanometer technology refers to the size of transistors, and smaller is better for performance and efficiency. Want to push your CPU to the limit? Overclocking lets you squeeze out extra performance. But be careful, things can get hot. Think of pipelining, like an assembly line for instructions, allowing multiple instructions to be processed simultaneously for a speed boost. Quantum computing is the future. Using qubits instead of bits, it promises exponential performance gains. It's still early days, but exciting. Registers are like the CPU's personal assistants, holding the data and instructions it needs to access super quickly. SIMD and MIMD are all about parallel processing. SIMD handles the same instruction on multiple data points, while MIMD tackles multiple instructions at once. A thread is a series of instructions within a process. Multi-threading lets the CPU juggle multiple tasks efficiently, like a pro. The uncore is everything in the processor that's not a core, like the memory controller and cache. It's the unsung hero of the CPU world. Virtualization lets you run multiple operating systems on a single processor, like having multiple computers in one. It's like magic, but with more tech. Wattage, or TDP, tells you how much power your CPU needs and how much heat it generates. Higher wattage usually means more performance, but also more heat. x86 is the classic 32-bit architecture from Intel and AMD. while x64 is the newer 64-bit version that supports more memory and performance. Yield rate is all about manufacturing efficiency. A higher yield means more working chips from a silicon wafer, which means lower costs. Let's wrap things up with a blast from the past. The Zilog Z80 was an iconic 8-bit microprocessor that powered some of the earliest computers. And there you have it. Our whirlwind tour of microprocessors from A to Z is complete. We've covered a lot of ground today, from the basics of architecture and clock speeds to more advanced concepts like virtualization and quantum computing. I hope you found this guide helpful, whether you're a seasoned tech enthusiast or just starting your journey into the world of microprocessors. If you did, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button for more awesome tech content, and don't forget to share it with your friends. Until next time, keep those CPUs humming.